Now for factoring trinomials, recall the first thing we're going to have to do is look at the coefficient on this x squared term, which is 6, and the constant. We multiply those two, and the product is 120. So we're looking for two numbers that have a product of 120 and have a sum of 23. So if we go through this, 120, the first number we're going to use, we could use 1, but the second number would be 120, and 1 plus 120 is way above 23. So, and same with 2 times 60 is 120, but the sum would be 62. So if we look at 3 goes into 120 40 times. So 3 times 40 is 120, and the sum is 43. So we're still a little high here. Move on. 4 times 30 is 120, but the sum is 34. 5 goes into 20, and 5 times 24 is 120, and the sum there is 29. Now 6 times 20 is 120, and the sum is 26, so we're still a little bit high. The next number that goes is a factor. 7 is not a factor of 120, but 8 is. 8 times 15 is 120, and the sum is 23. So there's our two numbers. So now what we're going to do is write this as decomposition. And so we can write this as 15 plus 8, because 15 plus 8 is 23. So that's our sum, and we're going to decompose this now. So now what we're going to do is expand here, and 15 times x is 15x, 8 times x is 8x. And we're going to put brackets around the first two terms and the last two terms, and we're going to look for a common factor. For the first bracket, our greatest common factor is 3x. So we're going to factor out 3x, and when we do that, we end up with 2x plus 5. For the second bracket, our greatest common factor is 4, so we're going to factor that out, and when we factor out 4, we end up with 4 times 2x plus 5. And so now we're going to factor by grouping, and we're going to factor the 2x plus 5 out, and the 3x, and the plus 4. So now our answer then is 3x plus 4 times 2x plus 5.